Welcome to it, sports fans. The MKT Show. I am MKT. Feels good to be me. It's good to be. Hey, it's great to be great. It is great to be great. Feeling good today. Ugh. Gotta be honest. Let's start off with a confession. Did not make it for exercise today. It felt awful. Felt awful. Do not feel good about that. But hey, you take one on the chin. Long day of meetings at work. We made some progress today. Feels good. Anyway, MKT Show, Cliff Central Sport. Welcome to it. He's Gareth Cliff. By the way, on the podcast, you obviously can't see that I'm pointing to Gareth Cliff, who's here every single day because he loves sport. So he sits way in the back, good physical distancing, because we are responsible citizens here at Cliff Central. Hey, today I thought, you know what I'd do? I thought I'd compare managers to cars. You know, everyone's keeps telling me they got the best manager, and I know people like cars. Cars get us places. They also perform another function. So I'm going to compare every single manager or some of the top managers, a few, 4 or 5 of the top managers to the cars that they be compared to. And then I had an interesting conversation just now with somebody very close to me. And we're talking because I love Test cricket. And we keep talking about what's the best place for your best player, right? A lot of people think, opening batsman, should he be your best player? 3, there's always been that argument. But I'll tell you where I think your best player should be. And the stats show you that I'm dead right. Like, I don't even want to argue this one. I'm just going to tell you about it. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. The MKT Show, available only on Cliff Central Sport. Click like. That's this one. That's the thumbs up. If you want to click thumbs down, you should do that as well. It's democracy. You know, this is no gulag, people. Feel free to click wherever you want. If you hate it, say so. And I should be big enough and adult enough to take that sucker punch in the mouth. All right, let's get into it. 26th. It is Thursday. Very good day for me today. Very good day to be alive. Very good day to be alive. Under a month to Christmas. Do I celebrate Christmas? I do not. People call me the Grinch, and I'm okay with that. I don't do presents. You know, this guy here, Gareth Cliff, says I'm a Grinch. I'm like, hey, best present is money. Give me money. Why? Is I'm old. I'm 34 years old. I already know what I like. So if you're going to buy me stuff, I'm 34. I've been working for long enough to buy the stuff I want. Give me money. Yeah, Gareth says he likes to buy people presents. So Gareth's a nicer guy than me. I'm just like, hey, get your own present. Get a job. I don't believe in presents. I have enough stuff. All right. Well, some people are going to, people disagree with me. But okay. All right, let's get into it. Cars, managers. All right, let's talk about football managers. I'm going to give you what I think every manager would be if they were a car. All right, let's start off with Britain's greatest of all time. Right, Fergie. Listen, he'd be the Ghost. He'd be the RollsRoyce. Right, he'd be the RollsRoyce Ghost because I tell you why. It's not affordable for everybody. He can only really have one owner for it to stay classy because generally you customize and you fit it to what you want and you've got to have the mahogany finish. That's generally a personal touch. And by the way, if you don't know, I'm fortunate enough to know somebody with a Rolls-Royce. In order to modify Rolls-Royce, I don't know a lot about cars, but she told me, and she's let me in her Rolls-Royce a couple of times. There's only like, I think 100 of them that have ever been made in her car. In order for her to upgrade her dashboard to new mahogany, they have to take the whole car apart. It's a nightmare. So it's only best really when it's one owner. Right? It can only have one owner. Listen, it can't be taken outside its comfort zone. Once you got the Rolls-Royce Ghost, you got to have it like, you got to live in Monaco, Cape Town, somewhere where the roads are perfect for the views, and you're taking it generally to the hotel for lunches. Listen, often, and my friend's the same, she married into wealth and became wealthy, it's also kind of a little bit of an edgy car. It's a little bit of a middle finger car to society. I didn't have much before. Often I transcend the middle class and I go to the highest class. And often it's a little bit, it's a little bit of an edgy car. It's a little bit of you want to say a gangster car. It's a little bit of a middle finger car. The Rolls-Royce Ghost, I think it's a very classy car. But once you're there, you're elitist. And you don't like to hear from other people about your life's position, right? And this person's very much the same. Sir Alex Ferguson, the Rolls-Royce Ghost. That's who he is for me. Elitist, edgy, doesn't really like to mix with other people. I think that is that would be Fergie for me, right? Edgy, always right, kind of knows everything. I've made it in life, and I'll tell you about it. And it's always us against you. I got my umbrella in my door, and I do it my way, my mahogany, my finish, and I can only have one owner. Right, Fergie, Aberdeen, Man United, that was it. Could never go anywhere else. It only works when the roads are perfect. Fergie had it perfect at United, could never ever change. Aberdeen, United, one owner, I run the club, and essentially I take over. You see those RollsRoyce Ghost? They got to take over the whole territory, by the way. It's 2 parkings. 2 parkings. Not for everybody. Only one owner can afford it. Jose Mourinho. Listen, I think Mourinho would be very welcome in a place like South Africa. Yeah, but it works anyway. He's a Toyota Land Cruiser, right? A Land Cruiser is still classy. It's still at the top of the range. It's going to cost you between $150,000 and $300,000. So it's still top end, but it's not quite your sports car, right? But the nice thing about a Land Cruiser is you don't lose any of the class, but you can go rugged. The Land Cruiser can go anywhere. I don't care. Desert, mountains, city, whether you want to be a yuppie mom and you want to go and watch your kids at the equestrian ball, you can have a Land Cruiser. You are never out of place. It's rugged but classy at the same time. But here's the thing about a Land Cruiser. It destroys all of the landscape wherever it goes, right? Whether it's the nice roads in Monaco, it is the nice roads in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, in Luxembourg. You have the Land Cruiser, you look classy, you look good, but it is scorched earth behind it, right? It will erode everywhere it goes, and the land behind a Land Cruiser, no matter where you go, is never the same again. You can park anywhere. You can go onto ramps. I mean, we see the yuppie moms wherever if you live in the suburbs, they park up there, they destroy the grass, and often they don't care, right? They'll park anywhere. I don't care. I want to go and buy my $15,000 handbag, Land Cruiser, right? We know the types of people that drive this car. They care about themselves. They care about winning, and often they have won at life. But here's the thing about Land Cruiser. It's special anyway, right? You can take it to the golf club, or you can take it hiking. You can take it on a trip across Africa or South America. It'll work. It'll adjust anyway. It'll destroy the landscape, but it's special anyway. But listen, here's the thing. The thing about a Land Cruiser and Jose Mourinho is it needs the right owner. Otherwise, it's going to wreck everything around it. It's got the power. It's got the control. It's classy. But it must have, if you drive a Land Cruiser, you better know how to drive it, right? You better know how to drive that thing. You better know how to handle it, because otherwise it spills over, and my God, it can... Listen, you get in an accident in a Land Cruiser, you're crashing into 6 cars, and you're destroying everything if you don't keep it in control. Right? He went to Inter Milan, he had the right owner. At Porto, he had the right owner. At Chelsea, he had the right owner. They're a very specific type of owner. All 3 owners, big money, get out the way, I'm in control. It needs the right type of owner. He went to Manchester United, the wrong type of owner. No power, no ability to control power, and it went off the rails. The Land Cruiser is special, but it'll destroy the landscape, and it needs the right type of owner. Most importantly, the Land Cruiser cannot what? You cannot have the Land Cruiser be given to young people. Jose Mourinho never worked with young people anyway. Power, control, and it is destructive. The Land Cruiser doesn't care about your feelings. It's going to destroy your grass, and it'll destroy your tar. But I tell you what you do in a Land Cruiser. You win, baby, win. Are you willing to destroy everything to win? Because that's Jose Mourinho. That is a Land Cruiser. I'll destroy everything. I don't care how you feel about me. Listen, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm coming to a party at my friend's house across the road. I can see you've got a curb at your house. I'm parking on the curb. I'll see you later. That's your problem. Jose Mourinho, the ultimate version of a Land Cruiser. Pep Guardiola. Listen, I think he's very similar to a Ferrari, any type of Ferrari. Everyone wants one, right? But the thing about Ferraris is they need perfect racetrack conditions, right? You don't own a Ferrari and drive it 7 days a week. That's ridiculous, because all you're asking for is a bill the size of the car, the car's value. It needs everything to be perfect. No stones on the racetrack. And the thing about Ferraris is they have to be driven at 100 miles an hour. Otherwise, you're actually damaging the engine. The conditions must be perfect, and you have to drive it at 100 miles an hour. For those who don't know what supercars are like. Listen, they cost a fortune, but even more so, they cost even bigger fortune, right, to maintain them. If you have to ask how much, you cannot afford. JP Morgan said, if you have to ask how much, you cannot afford a Ferrari. Right? Pep Guardiola, wherever he goes, he's used to working with Leo Messi, Xavi, Busquets, Piqué, the best. Ferraris is, you buy me, I cost a fortune, but that's a small fortune compared to the repairs, the amount the tires cost. And by the way, you can use the tires twice. They got to get out of there. Short stint, get out of there. Gael Clichy, 2 years, get out of there. Paid £100 million for 2 wingbacks, 2 seasons, get out of there. I don't care. Get out of there. Jesus, you come in for big money, but I'll tell you what, I got to repair the team. I'm still going to pay big money for Riyad Mahrez. I'm going to need more forwards. Sterling, you come in. The Ferrari. Costs a fortune, but the maintenance is even more. Listen, it needs perfect conditions. Otherwise, it's a disaster. It's a mess, right? Pep Guardiola has come in at Man City. He spent lots of money. Things aren't perfect. You lose Vincent Kompany. You lose David Silva. Problemo. Right? It's not perfect because David Silva, makeup, Vincent Kompany, that leadership, Fernandinho at his peak, he's got great players. Trouble. Kevin De Bruyne is maybe not quite the guy, can't take the load. Ferraris need perfect conditions and they must be driven at 100 miles an hour. Right now, Ferran Torres is 20 years old. He can't handle that information. Process the Pep Guardiola information overload. Everything's happening at 100 miles an hour with Pep. There is no time. Phil Foden, everybody goes, why doesn't he give him more time? Because Foden's young. By the way, Pep Guardiola needs people catch up or move on, please. There's no time for youngsters to develop under Pep Guardiola. That's why he doesn't last anywhere long. Barcelona, he had to get in people that knew the system in the La Masia system. He brought them in. So it wasn't like Busquets, although he was young, he knew exactly what Pep wanted. He had already coached them for 2 years in the B team. Right? When functional, Ferraris work at their best, right? When there's a tiny problem, a pebble in the wheel, oh my goodness, get the medics. He's a Ferrari. That's what he is. Must be driven at 100 miles an hour. Things must be absolutely perfect. Here's the thing about Ferraris, once again. It's a collector's item, right? It's a collector's item. Often the value will go up, but there are very few who can ever tolerate handling it. Not just the cost, is that when you have a Ferrari, it comes with a bit of feedback. People say, that guy's in a midlife crisis constantly. Right? It's cranky. It's really, the Ferraris aren't actually great cars. They probably look nicer than they are. But it's fast, it's intense. It's not long-term, though. Listen, it's quite simple. You want to have a Ferrari. Everybody wants a Ferrari, but it's not for everybody. Pep Guardiola. Everybody says they want him. Bayern Munich said, we want him. He's the best. Where do you got there? We heard how many problems. This tick-a-tacker and this detail and tinkering, always tinkering with these cars, right? Ferraris need you to be tinkering all the time. Michael Schumacher, what was this thing back in the day? They say he never slept. Ross Brawn, what did he always say about him? Guy never slept. He'd be calling people 2 a.m., 3 a.m., fix this, right? Ferrari, Pep Guardiola. Last but not least, Jurgen Klopp. I'll tell you what he is. He is the quintessential German supercar, right? Klopp's the R8. Everybody thinks it's a great car, but it's not actually. I mean, I've been in an R8 a couple of times. I don't own one. I'm diabolically poor, right? It's embarrassing how poor I am. I can't afford that. But I've been in an R8 a couple of times. It looks nice, but actually the closer you get, it's very functional. It's not actually very nice. It's not really well built, all right? It's functional, it's efficient, but really what R8s are is they're very safe. They're very safe. They look flashy, but what they are is boring, repetitive. It's not a supercar. It's a very nice car, right? It's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest. So it'll get you some attention, right? It'll get you some attention. It's not the fastest, it's not the slowest. Listen, let me give you an example of what Jurgen Klopp is. Right, if you are into the movie scene, is Jurgen Klopp is the R8 is it's Iron Man's car, but really everyone wants to be the Batmobile. Nobody wants to be Iron Man's car. You want to be Batman's car. That's the car to be. That's Bruce Wayne. That's who you want to be. You want to have your own lair. You want to be a billionaire. You want to be that. You don't want to be Iron Man. He's quirky. He's a nerd. He's some guy who needs a suit, right? He needs a suit that can do stuff for him. Batman is just a killing machine, a one-man killing machine who's doing the right thing and is really a billionaire. That's who you want. You want to be Batman. You don't want to be Iron Man. Iron Man needs all the gadgets. Nobody likes that guy. Nobody likes the nerd, quirky guy in the corner. You go sit in the corner and you know what? We'll have Tony Stark help us out when we need him in war. But most of the time in real life, everybody likes Batman. Batman's the guy. You want to be Christian Bale. That's who you want to be. You don't want to be Iron Man's car. You want to be Batman's car. The Batmobile is the one to be. Right? So it's close. The R8's so close. It looks like the real thing. But everybody wants a Ferrari. Right? It's nice. And listen, R8's nice. But you want to be in a Ferrari. All the girls, they want to be with the guy in the Ferrari. No, not the R8. The R8's nice. It looks like the real deal, but the real McCoy is the Ferrari. Because it's the very same thing. It needs perfect conditions. Otherwise, it doesn't work. At Dortmund, it was perfect for Klopp. Never quite got there. 2 Champions League semi-finals. He got 2 titles, but he never felt like the guy. No league and cup double. Again, at Liverpool even. He's got the league, he's got the Champions League, but he can't do it in the same season. He's not the Ferrari. He's the R8. Functional, safe. Everybody likes him. The big smile. Is he maybe too rather functional and nice? You even look at the Liverpool midfield. What are they? Functional. Even Thiago Alcantara comes in. He's going to struggle to fit in because they're very functional. Fabinho, right? Henderson, Wijnaldum. None of that is exciting. I'm sorry, that is brown toast with butter. That is the R8. Lastly, let me put it like this. Audi's in what, right? It's in rally racing. It's in Le Mans sometimes, which is all great for the purist and all the guys. Audi's in that. Ferrari's in Formula One. That's the business you want to be in. You want to have Pep Guardiola. You want to have the real deal. Trebles. You want to clean sweep your local leagues. Jurgen Klopp, the R8, very, very nice until you get close. You know, it's a little safe. It's a little functional. It's a little German. That's Jurgen Klopp for me. Yeah. Yes, the girls like the R8, but they love a Ferrari because both need perfect conditions. The other has delivered over and over and over. And by the way, Jurgen Klopp's high maintenance because he needs a certain way of playing, otherwise you're out. But he's never quite delivered historic teams. He's never quite delivered. I'm sorry. If you're a Liverpool fan, I still need a league and cup double. Pep Guardiola, he's the Ferrari. What do Ferraris do? Put me in the right position. Michael Schumacher. That's what Ferraris do. Audi, we can never quite crack F1. Right? We're very nice. We're very functional. You can take us somewhere. People know we're classy. People like having us around. We don't make too much noise. We've got the performance, but it's just enough, but it's never special. The R8, Jurgen Klopp. You want to be the Ferrari? Hey, chicks dig the Ferrari, dude. They like the R8. They dig the Ferrari. Iron Man's car is not the Batmobile. Jurgen Klopp is Iron Man's car. Little nerdy, a bit idiosyncratic. You know what I mean? Like, hey, guys, I'm over here. I'm trying a little bit too hard to be cool. The Ferrari's just cool. Scudera Ferrari. I mean, they don't advertise. Right? Audi advertises everywhere. But they'll never be Ferrari. Ferrari doesn't advertise. You don't see them on TV. They don't have their social media. Nah, we're Ferrari and we know it. Give us perfect conditions, we'll be the best Formula One team of all time. Give us the perfect conditions, we'll Pep Guardiola. Guardiola, Klopp, very, very different. Both look the same, but the R8 is boring and is not Batman's car. Love to know what you think. Let me know. Let me know. So before I talk a little bit about cricket, let me see what Emmanuel Mabungu has to say. Emmanuel says, Bill Shankly, best manager ever. Klopp following suit. All right, I tell you what, Emmanuel, there, I think you've got a little bit of a problem. I mean, the great Bill Shankly, what's that, 2 Champions League titles in that time and all those league titles. Doubles, by the way, you got to do domestic doubles. You know what? Let me give Klopp a break. Can he do a league and cup double? Even if it's not the FA Cup, because that's the tougher trophy to win. If he can do a league and cup double, a league and Champions League double, that makes you special. Shankly was special. He won league and Champions League doubles. That's different. Klopp's never done anything different. He won a league title and a Champions League title in separate seasons. That's good, but to be great, what did Fergie do? Treble. That's different. What did Pep Guardiola do? He won every trophy available in England. That separates them. What has Klopp done to say, all right, here's my signature. I'm different for everybody else? Because if you tell me about his Champions League season, quite frankly, I think Roberto Di Matteo had a better season. Di Matteo took over a losing Chelsea team and went on to win an FA Cup and a Champions League double in the same season. Klopp just won the Champions League. He just won the league. I mean, Claudio Ranieri just won the league. So if you want to be special, you have to put together a season that makes you different. Arsene Wenger, invincible. That makes you different. Winning a title doesn't make you different, I'm afraid. And I like Klopp. To say Shankly, though, I'd love to know what Liverpool fans think. That's a lot. Because what did Shankly get? 3 Champions League titles. Stand to be corrected. 3! 3! Ugh. That's asking a lot. If Jurgen Klopp gets another Champions League title, he's done well. If Jurgen Klopp wins another title at Liverpool, he's done well. I think to compare him to the great. I mean, listen, for those who don't know, Shankly, the gates at, if you've never been, if you haven't had the chance yet, Emmanuel, I don't know if you've had the chance, but literally the gates at Liverpool, there's one of the gate entrances is named after the great Bill Shankly. So Jurgen Klopp's going to have to do a little bit more, I'm afraid. Shankly gave it to you over, 7 seasons, and he changed the face of Liverpool. Has Klopp changed the face of Liverpool? No. They've won league titles before. They've won Champions Leagues before. What can he do extra? Can he get them a treble? Because then you're getting into Shankly territory, into Fergie territory, right? Into Mourinho territory. Ancelotti, League and FA Cup double. That happened. That separates you, right? That's part of the greatness. Great isn't just for everybody. You can't just do what people have done before and say you're great. It's not a longevity award. Great, you must do something to separate yourself. That's my opinion, Emmanuel. And I like Klopp. But like I told you, I think he's more of an R8 than a Ferrari. An R8's nice until you get close. I want to be in the Ferrari. Pep's a Ferrari. Emmanuel says, Pep is not great. I'd love to know why you think that. Everywhere he's gone, he goes clean sweep, trebles at Barcelona. He came to England. Everybody spends money in England now. Nobody has ever won every single trophy in England. Listen, Man United had a full 15 years where they dominated financially. Fergie could never win the League Cup, League, and Champions League in one season. Right? Or, listen, Klopp swept the domestic treble at least. I mean, that's hard, man. That's hard. And everyone spends money. Mourinho couldn't do it. No one's been able to do it. Listen, spend all the money you want. Man United have spent the most money, by the way. I just want to let you know. Since Fergie left, it's been a mess. Pep came in, spent the money, and he delivered them two titles in 2 seasons, a double in the first season, and a clean sweep in the second season. 5 trophies in 2 seasons. I'll take it. I will take that. Let's call it 5 seasons. 2 trophies. 2 trophies in his second season, 3 in the next. So 5 trophies in 3 seasons. Klopp's got 2 in 6. This is his 6th season, by the way. And he spent lots of money. Broke the world record for goalkeeper. Broke the world record for centre-back. So don't tell me he didn't spend money. Fabinho cost a fortune. Mane cost a fortune. Salah cost a fortune. Firmino cost a fortune. Henderson they had to buy as well. Robertson they had to buy. So don't tell me Klopp didn't spend money either. By the way, I need some results. And all he's got to show for it is a title and a Champions League. Pep has changed the face of British football. He won every single trophy. That's remarkable. That is remarkable. I'm sorry, what Pep did is remarkable. It is absolutely out of this world. 100 points. Historical. The only team to ever get 100 points in English history. Another records. The beautiful thing about sport, I don't care about close. Right? If you ask a girl or a guy out and they say no, you don't say I was almost there. She rejected you or she said yes. I'm sorry. There's no in between. There's no in between. Winners win, losers lose, I'm afraid, Emmanuel. I hate to tell you. But Emmanuel, I'd like to hear it. By the way, I love what Emmanuel's saying, and I may be wrong. If you disagree with me, at MKT Inspires. Otherwise, email me. sport@cliffcentral.com. Make your case. And Emmanuel, I will read your email on the show. Don't you? If you want to list your reasons. And very soon, you'll be able to call in, Emmanuel. So for those of you wondering what's happened to that function, we'll be able to take your calls, etc. But I love the message. So Emmanuel saying, I'd love to know what other people think. Maybe Pep isn't great. Is he a money manager? What do you think out there? I'd love to know what people think. Maybe Pep isn't great. What do you think of Emmanuel's opinion? Emmanuel Mabungu. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Emmanuel. Emmanuel Mabungu. All right, let's move on. The other thing I love, if you don't know, is Test cricket. I don't talk T20 cricket, by the way. I don't watch T20 cricket. Don't ever ask me what's happening in one-day cricket. Am I going to watch? People asking me, am I going to watch the one-day stuff? I'll check the highlights. I've got cricket info on my phone. But Test cricket, you got my attention. The favorite part of my summer, obviously the Premier League, and then NFL playoffs, and then the NBA starts just on Christmas. But India play England. That's what I'm looking forward to this summer. 4-match Test series. I cannot. If you think I'm not going to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, right? It's my normal wake-up time anyway. But if you don't think I'm going to be waking up every single day watching 90 overs of cricket if I'm not at work, I'll be working through the summer, but I will be watching it. I love Test cricket. India against Australia is my favorite part. But here's the biggest misconception, right? And we make this mistake all the time. Everybody keeps telling me the best batsman should bat 3. Bet your best guy at 3. Why? Why? It is so stupid. Because I've always argued, right? Your number 3 is really another opener. He should be another opener because with good Test bowling, often your number 3 is going to be exposed to a brand new ball within that 1 to 15 over range. I don't want my best player while the ball's swinging around Kona. I don't want my best player facing Dale Steyn, Glenn McGrath. That's not what I want. I don't want that. Nortje. No, I don't want my best player. What I want is my best player protected, and I want my playmaker at number 4. The Proteas made this mistake before, and I tell you, the Proteas are making the same mistake now. We made this mistake with AB, with Herschel Gibbs, with Hashim Amla. Amla, for a long time, we kind of wanted him at 3, and I think 3 worked out for him, but he should have batted 4. Even with AB de Villiers, move AB to 5, great playmaker. You've got, I think Amla was better than AB, to be honest with you. But we batted him at 3 too long. You shouldn't expose your best player to the most difficult conditions. It's such an ego thing. I want to bat 3 because I want to show I can play. Jacques Kallis batted at 3 far too long in a terrible lineup. Don't expose your best batsman to the new ball. It makes no sense to me. The best players had their best part of their career at number 4. 3 should be another opener, folks. Let me tell you why I'm saying that. Let's look at the best players. Don't tell me how you feel, because everybody thinks they're right as 3 is the best position. Nonsense. 4 is where your best player should be, and the stats tell you that. Let me give you this list of players, and you tell me the best part of their careers. Tendulkar, Lara, Ponting, Root, Kane Williamson, Jacques Kallis, Virat Kohli. Where have they experienced their best part of cricket? At number 4, because you know what you do? Your functional guys, take it on the body, see the new ball off, and let the first and second change bowl at your number 4. Right? Your number 1, 2, and 3 should really take the edge off the bowling. I want them in there for the first 35 to 50 overs. I honestly do not care about run rate up front in Test cricket, because once the bowling's tired, it's when you come back. You know, when you cash in, second, third spell, right? When the bowler has to come and bowl 15, 16, 17 overs, I want my number 4 coming in. Then second session, back end, third session, money time. Pitch dries out, money time. Day 2, day 3, I want him batting in that second session, day 2, day 3, money time. Number 4 is your best player. Why are we doing this? We nearly ruined AB de Villiers' career, and we're about to do it to another young man. Just bat Markram at 4, please. Stop telling me he flashes too much at the ball, his technique's too loose. Yes, he's all of those things, but he's going to get massive runs because the talent level is through the roof, just like AB de Villiers. Right, we tried to open with AB. We wasted 30 Test matches. AB de Villiers should have 11,000 Test runs, even with his music career. Trust me, that talent level, you bat him at 3 or 4 or 5 early on, that's another 4,000 or 5,000 Test runs easily. He was a disaster early on. Plus, he wants to keep. Listen, the one thing you got to do with alpha males, Markram is an unbelievably talented cricketer. It's actually scary to me. Just the raw talent. He's another Herschel Gibbs level talent. Herschel Gibbs, another guy, should never have opened. Protect these guys from themselves. Gibbs was our best player. I believe the most talented player South Africa's ever seen. Herschel Gibbs is 5,000-6,000 runs short of what he should have been. Yes, he had his stuff off the field, but on the field, we set him up to fail. You've got to protect these young men from themselves. What's Markram going to say when you ask him? Yeah, I don't mind opening. Rubbish. Can we get some adults in the room? You say, that's our best player. In chess, what do? Cricket's a chess game, right? Baseball is checkers. That's ego game. Cricket's a chess game. What do? You protect the queen. That's what you do. Forget about the king. The king, by the way, if you ever are, checkmate, it's too late already. You've lost the chess game already, right? You protect the queen because the queen can do the most damage. Aggressive always wins. You can't be aggressive with the king. That's what your king should be 3. 3 is the guy who puts it all together, the functional, sees off, takes it on the glove. Number 4 is your playmaker. Number 4, as in chess, is your queen. That's who you get aggressive with. That's your best player. At all costs, protect the queen. They can do the most damage. Tenduka, Lara, Ponting, Root, Williamson, Cullis, Coley, protect them. 4. All of those have had the best part of their career. Marinus Labuschagne. 4. I love Smith. I think Smith should maybe even move to 5 because he's probably their best player. But Labuschagne's showing you, put me at 4, not 3. Honestly, I think Australia are making a mistake. They should find somebody. Usman Khawaja should probably move down to 3. Figure out the rest. Honestly, 4, put your best player at 4. Markram should be at 4. Figure out the rest. I don't care. Dean Alga and somebody else. Honestly, I don't care. Hamza, figure it out. I don't care who opens. I don't care who's 3. Markram should be 4 from now on. Don't let him be captain. Or you make him captain, put him at 4, and he's secure for the next 10 years. He's undroppable. He's our best talent. He's the most precocious talent we've had since AB de Villiers. Simple as that. Stop messing around and putting him at 3. Listen, in T20 cricket, I don't care who bats where. That's not cricket. One-day cricket, who cares where you bat? Amla opening, I don't care. It doesn't actually matter. It's not a game of skill anyway. Get it right. And listen, in that level of cricket, 15 overs, you've won the game. In Test cricket, swings and roundabouts. I want my 4th, the best guy at number 4, and he can always control the tempo. Is we need to see it off? Great, no problem. But we need to press Markram. We've certainly seen what he can do. Go and look what he's doing now as an opener in local cricket. But domestic cricket, I'm afraid, no. What's the difference between domestic cricket and Test cricket? In domestic cricket, the bowler can bowl 2 balls out of 6 that are wicket-taking deliveries. You get to Test cricket. And even then, in domestic cricket, you probably have 1 or 2 bowlers that can bowl 2 balls out of 6. That'll get you out. You come to Test cricket, every bowler, both first change and even sometimes second change, 4 balls out of 6 are wicket-taking deliveries. And Markram loves to play cricket. He loves to play shots. He's expansive. Just put the boy at 4 and protect him and make him captain already. Can we stop faffing around? He's our best player. He's our AB de Villiers. He's our Williamson. He's our Ricky Ponting. Put him at 4, protect him. And I don't care who you open with. Alga, and figure it out. Hamza, whatever. Please. Like, is it that hard? It's not hard. You know, I played in high school when I was terrible at cricket. Had a guy called Keegan Africa, right? Should have been the next Jacques Cullis, had his stuff, whatever. But we're messing around with him, batting him 6, 7. We put him at 4 in matric, and you Google Keegan Africa, see if you can find his high school numbers. I think he set every single Natal record there was. And by the way, in my time, 2004, we played against that great Richard Levy team, and he nearly took us to glory against that team there in Cape Town. They were unstoppable. By the way, Richard Levy and those guys, they had 13 guys in the SA schools team. Keegan Africa, we batted him at 4 eventually in matric. This guy was unstoppable. Just protect your base player. Markram 4. Stop it. He's loose and he doesn't want to open because he wants to play cricket. Stop setting young kids up to fail. Protect him from himself. Of course, if you ask him if he wants to open, he'll say yes. He wants to be a proteer. And young men, sometimes you can be taken advantage of, is your ego says, I can do anything. No, Colin, you can't. You're not an opener. Your technique's loose. You want to chase the ball. You're like Herschel Gibbs. Gibbs should never have opened in Test one day, maybe in one-day cricket, but certainly not in Test. Say that list again. Tenduka, Lara, Ponting, Root, Williamson, Cullis, Coley. Where did they enjoy their best cricket? At number 4. Protect them, and what you do want to do is have them against tired bowlers. Simple as that. It's not a hard game. Not sure what we're doing here. Not sure what we're doing. Let's not waste another career, because we took 3,000 career runs of AB de Villiers. We took 5,000 runs of Herschel Gibbs' career. Let's not do it to this young man. Just make Markram captain, wrap him up in cotton wool, and that's all she wrote. Because we got another 10,000 test run candidate here. Don't screw it up. Don't be amateur. It's clear now. The stats are in. Put your best player at 4. Hey, that's it for today. Tomorrow's Friday, the Friday 5. today, I think the takeaway point, love to hear what people think. Remember, at MKT Inspires, if you're watching and you like the show, push like. That's this one. If you don't like it, hey, this show never happened. Just go on with your day. I don't know, go and eat some potato chips, or I don't know, go and be a disgusting person and eat pineapple on pizza. I don't know what you revolting people do out there. I don't know what savages do out there. It's the worst pizza. By the way, anybody who eats Hawaiian pizza is an animal. I don't even want to know you. Don't even inbox me. Hawaiian pizza is a sin. I'm not a religious guy, but if I were, I'd call it, it should have been one of the 11 deadly sins, or I'd say 11. You should probably add Hawaiian pizza to it. Terrible. But if you don't like the show, you're also terrible. You like Hawaiian pizza. But also, if you don't like the show, push down, because I got to be a grown-up as well. Maybe I'm angry inside. Maybe I'm not happy. Like, who knows what's going on here, Be a friend, tell a friend. Cliff Central Sport. I'm MKT. This is Gareth Cliff. By the way, if you're not watching and you're listening to the podcast, probably tough for you to tell that I'm pointing at Gareth Cliff, who's physical distancing. By the way, can we figure that out? Social distancing is when you're staying at home. Physical distancing is what we have to do when we're out at restaurants, etc. So can we just get that right? I'm a bit of a stickler. Cameron Booth. Hey, Cameron. Great surname, In the Booth. Cameron Booth says, thanks for the show. Really great points on the number 4 batting spot. Cameron, I don't get it. Honestly, I love Test cricket. I'm obsessed. I'm the type of guy, I watch 5 days of Test cricket live. I will take 5 days off. I used to do that when I lived in Cape Town. I go and sit and I like to get there early. I get my breakfast, get there early. I like to watch from first ball to last ball. I eat at lunch, go get my food, come and sit down. I'm a cricket purist. I absolutely love it. I love the battle between ball and bat. As soon as the pitch is changing, I love everything about Test cricket. I'm old because I like baseball as well. So I like chess over checkers. So, Cameron, I'd love to know what you think. I just don't get why we did it I'd love to know what you think, Cameron. But I think we took so many runs off Gibbs' career, and too long we persisted with AB. It was so clear early in his career that anything outside off, he'll have a flash. Which, when Glenn McGrath, right, and those guys, Shoaib, he was a little after Shoaib, but the great test bowlers, McGrath, Gillespie, they would always test him in that region. And he would fail, and then we'd blame AB and say, oh, he's too rash. No, he wasn't. He's a playmaker. But when the ball's moving a little bit more, and when the seam's pronounced early on, he can't keep up with that. Especially, remember, in Test cricket, I said it before, Cameron, not sure if you heard, but we all know. In domestic cricket, it's okay for AB to open. It's okay for Markram to open. Because the domestic cricket bowlers, they'll bowl 1 or 2 balls and over that are wicket-taking deliveries by international standards. You move to Test cricket, that's 4. You got to have serious discipline there, because there's 4 wicket-taking deliveries per over. And if you don't mind your P's and Q's, which a Test batsman must be, right? We all know, or we don't. If you don't, in Test cricket, what do you need as an opening batsman? The play must come to you. That's why we call it Test cricket, is you test the bowler, right? Is he must come to you, and what do? You're going to force him to bowl to your strength. Because often what he'll try and do is he'll try and keep it, let's say maybe in the corridor early on. And what's the greatest skill, I believe, in Test cricket? And Markram doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. We've seen it. The leave is the greatest, I believe. The greatest Test skill you can have is the ability to leave the ball in that magic corridor. We call it that 6 inches outside off stump. That 4th stump line, once it's hitting the top of off stump and leaving you, if you can leave, you're Justin Langer, right? I can work with you. You're Gary Kirsten. I can work. It doesn't matter whether you're playing in India, Bangladesh, Australia. If you can leave on that 4th line, it doesn't matter how low or high the thing's bouncing, you're good. Rahul Dravid, he could have opened, he could have batted. Because what do you do? And there's another example. Rahul Dravid did what? The wall. Protect who? Tendulkar. Who else do you protect? VVS Laxman. Those are your playmakers. Literally, India had it right. You have the wall at 3, and then good golly Molly. You let Tendulkar and VVS Laxman come in. That very famous Australia season or series when Tendulkar and Laxman took the series away from Australia. It's impossible to win in Australia. Even think back to when South Africa won. Yes, Graham Smith was great. But what happened? Smith in that top 3 protected Cullis and that great innings by Duminy. Remember that? Your playmakers are in the middle. Love to know what you think, Cameron. We took runs away from AB. We took runs away, I think, from the great Herschel Gibbs, the greatest natural talent we've ever seen. Let's not do it to Markram, please. Because that great skill of leaving, Markram doesn't want to know. You bowl that thing outside off to Markram. He wants to smash the cover off it. And remember, greatest skill, once again, just before we finish off, another great skill that my coaches told me in high school. I wasn't a left-hand bat, but especially for a left-hander, where do you want to play in the first 15 overs, especially while the ball's moving? In the V. Right? You always want to be hitting. You want to be hitting the ball between mid-off and mid-on. Right? Anything else, even especially left-handers, okay, Markram's right-handed, but especially for your left-handers, we know what the technique is for openers. You never want to be cover driving, and very rarely do you want to play square shots or flat bat shots when the ball's new. Everything's in the V. And then you make the bowler try something different. That's Test cricket. You taste his resolve. Markram doesn't quite have that. He says, if anything looks half juicy, by the way, it might be in that fourth stump line. To him, it looks like a juicy half volley, and he will have a go. Not good enough to open in Test cricket, and we've already seen that. So let's protect the lad. Cameron, love to know what you think. sport@cliffcentral.com. Otherwise, I am MKT Inspires on all social media. That's Mike Kilo Tango Inspires on all social media. Let me know what you think. What topics do you want to hear? Cameron Booth, Emmanuel Mabungu, thank you very much for your comments. Ladies and gentlemen, I am MKT. This is MKT Sports. It is Cliff Central Sport. Be a friend, tell a friend. Like, share, subscribe. Let's grow the movement. For tonight, catch the podcast. That'll be coming out soon. But by the way, people worried about what am I going to say about Maradona? Listen, we had Maradona's first agent on here. If you go into my last MKT Inspires post on Twitter, I've already put that out there. John Smith, his very first agent, tells a wonderful story about the great, the golden boy, they called him. Diego Maradona, RIP, the world, and Napoli and Argentina, the Alba Celeste for today, have lost the great man. So if you'd like to see that interview with John Smith, and he talks about Maradona, and there was a moment when in Napoli, Maradona's life changed forever. John Smith was a part of that moment. And I think the precipitous fall in his personal life, which led to the enigma, is described beautifully by John Smith. If you want to see that episode, you can just Google, go to our channel. You're looking for the John Smith episode. He describes Maradona better than anybody else. But for now, MKT, G Cliff, Cliff Central Sport. This is the MKT Show. For now, it's been a pleasure. We are the hell out of here.